Let's get started with our first news. We're in a hard-fought, closely contested bout that left many fans debating the outcome. The fight was technical, gritty, and filled with tense moments where both men had their chances to win. Whitaker looked sharp early, using his striking to keep De Ridder at range. But as the fight went deeper, De Ridder's grappling-heavy approach slowed the pace and neutralized much of Whitaker's offense. By the end, it came down to the judges, who saw it narrowly for De Ridder, a decision that instantly sparked heated reactions across the MMA community. Bo Nickal eventually expressed his desire to rematch De Ridder. Remember, De Ridder handed Bo the first loss of his MMA career back in May. Bo said, "Congrats to De Ridder. That was a great fight. Title shot next. I have a long way to go, but I will keep improving, getting better, and maybe we rematch someday." Kia Bajayo commented that Whitaker slowed down and paid the price for it, adding, "Good win, but calling for the title shot next is at least delusional." Henry Cejudo reacted by saying, "Great performance by De Ridder. Adesanya on you next." Bilal Muhammad agreed with the result, saying, "I gave it to De Ridder." Islam Makhachev thought it was tied going into round 5, saying, "Long night for both." Even Paulo Costa had his own take, saying, "I thought Drias was the most weird fight style in the UFC, but De Ridder is doing everything to compete with him head-to-head." Despite the official outcome, many in the MMA community were not happy with the result and believed Rob won the fight. Some of the top posts on X read, "Rewarded hugging? So we're rewarding fighters for hugging now." Another said, "What an UGLE robbery. Absolutely rigged. I had it Bobby 4. Others claimed, "I had Whitaker 3. Whitaker won. Robbery. Robbed and didn't deserve it. Clinched a million times with no plan to do anything else." These reactions highlight just how split the opinions were. Fans are debating whether control time should outweigh damage and aggression. After the fight, De Ridder himself admitted he wasn't thrilled about the style of the bout, saying, "I don't want to fight like this, man. This guy was too tough. I want to finish a guy in the first round. That would be much better. So maybe arms dry is next. Let's go. Give me a chance to fight for that strap." His honesty showed he too wasn't satisfied with a drawn-out clinch-heavy fight, even in victory. Whitaker later spoke calmly about the outcome, saying, "Hey, it was just a lot of pressure. He has a lot of skill sets, and I mentioned it before, he's got a particular way of fighting. I couldn't really throw too many spanners in the work. He got it off more times than not, and he walked away a winner. Good on him." Whitaker's words showed respect, but also hinted at the frustration of being unable to fully impose his game plan. So was it the right call, or did the judges get it wrong? Before moving to the next news, we have one quick request for you. We're constantly working on improving our content to earn your love and support, and that's why we truly appreciate it if you could take just a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Your support really helps us grow and bring you even better content every single time. And of course, don't forget to leave your opinion in the comments. Let us know what you think we should improve next. Your feedback means a lot to us, and we're always listening. Moving on to the second news, Shara Bullet defeated Marc-Andre Barriault via unanimous decision in a hard-fought 3-round battle. The fight was intense from the opening bell, with Barriault pressing forward aggressively and looking to overwhelm Shara with volume striking. However, Shara remained composed, picking his shots carefully and defending well against the early onslaught. In the second round, things got even tougher for Shara when he suffered a broken nose after eating a hard shot from Barriault. The injury clearly caused discomfort, and for a moment it looked like Barriault might seize the momentum and take control of the fight. But Shara showed incredible resilience. Despite the injury and the pressure, he adjusted his strategy, utilized smart footwork, and maintained his composure under fire. Instead of backing down, he pushed through the adversity and began landing clean counters. His timing improved as the fight went on, and by the final round, it was clear he had found his rhythm. Barriault continued to come forward, but Shara's improved takedown defense and precise striking kept him in control and ultimately secured the unanimous decision victory. After the fight, several fighters reacted to Shara's gritty performance. Dricus du Plessis humorously commented, "Well done, Cyclops/Leprechaun," poking fun at Shara's swollen and damaged nose. Henry Cejudo praised the effort, saying, "Shara Bullet's greatest performance to date. He weathered the storm, found his rhythm, and exhibited highly improved takedown defense." Bilal Muhammad also chimed in, stating it was a great fight and a true test of Shara's toughness. Terrence McKinney summed it up best by saying, "What a scrap. They're giving it everything in that cage right now." The victory not only showcased Bullet's toughness, but also his ability to adapt under pressure. Fighting through a serious injury and still managing to stay composed against a relentless opponent earned him respect from fans and fighters alike. It was a statement win that proved Shura is more than just a flashy striker. He's a fighter who can dig deep when the situation demands it. Now, moving to another big news, Daniel Cormier responds to Jon Jones's latest social media rant. Cormier decided to clear the air after Jones once again reignited their long-standing rivalry. Over the weekend, retired two-division UFC champion Jon Jones went on yet another tirade, this time triggered by something relatively harmless. Cormier had made an appearance on the UFC 318 weigh-in show, where he was casually asked the fun question, if he could fight anyone anywhere, who would it be? Cormier gave a lighthearted answer, simply saying his house as the location, without even mentioning a name. It was all in good fun. But his co-host Dan Haley couldn't resist poking at old wounds. He jokingly asked if the name of this mystery opponent rhymed with mayonnaise, clearly referring to Jones given their history. Cormier just laughed it off and didn't confirm or deny anything. Still, it was enough for Jones to take offense. Jon Jones jumped on social media and made a series of posts claiming that he was, without a doubt, the most painful thing to ever happen in Daniel Cormier's life. He reminded everyone that he had buried Cormier twice in the octagon, referencing his 2 wins over DC, and then went further by saying he would happily get a shovel and do it a 3rd time if given the chance. The tone was aggressive and dismissive, sparking another wave of reactions from fans of both fighters. But DC wasn't going to stay silent. He fired back on his YouTube channel, addressing Jones directly. Cormier calmly but firmly said, "Yeah, it did suck to lose. I can admit that. I'm a man. It sucked to lose, and it hurt a lot more in 2017. It doesn't hurt today. That's 8 years past. I'm not stuck on that." His words carried maturity, showing he has moved on from the rivalry that once defined part of his career. Cormier then got serious. He continued, "Also, you can't say that you're the most painful thing that has happened in a person's life when they've lost a child. That's the craziest thing in the world. You say you're the most painful thing that's happened in a person's life when they've lost a child, or when their father got murdered. But again, he knows that, and that's why you know you're dealing with a different type of human being." DC made it clear that Jon's words crossed a line, highlighting the personal tragedies he has endured that far outweigh any loss inside the cage. He didn't shy away from admitting the sting of defeat, but reminded everyone that life is bigger than fighting. Finally, he wrapped up with a message directly to Jon. "Somebody tell Jon Jones, get off my page, man. Like, dang. What is he doing watching what I do? Come on, Jon." It was the perfect mix of humor and frustration, showing Cormier is done feeding into the drama while still making his point. This exchange once again proves that even in retirement, the rivalry between Cormier and Jones continues to linger, sparking headlines every time one of them speaks the other's name. Now moving on to another news. Armen Serkanian fires back at Paddy Pimblett in a fiery response that has the MMA community buzzing. Armen made it very clear he's not impressed with Paddy's recent run in the UFC. During a recent appearance on the Overdogs podcast with Mike Perry, Armen didn't hold back. He questioned Pimblett's legitimacy as a top 10 contender and even demanded his removal from the UFC rankings altogether. Armen said, no, you gotta delete him from the rankings even. He's not even deserving to be in the top 10. He beat the last 3 guys. Look at them. It was Chandler, and he had like 3 losses already. It was Bobby Green, he had 3-4 losses. And it was Tony Ferguson, and he had 8 losses. That's crazy. And like, you want to bring that guy to fight for the title? It's just, I don't know, smart guy? He broke it down even further, highlighting just how underwhelming Paddy's recent opponents have been compared to real contenders in the division. That's crazy. 3-0, 8-0, 2-0. Oh, that's pretty bad when you put it that way. For Armen, the idea that Pimblett could jump the line and get anywhere near a title shot is simply ridiculous, and he wasn't afraid to say it publicly. But Armen didn't stop there. He decided to raise the stakes and make an even bolder move by calling out another fighter entirely, UFC featherweight champion Ilya. And he didn't just call him out for a fight. He issued a high-stakes winner-takes-all challenge that instantly grabbed headlines. Armen said, "So no big bets from your own pockets?" "No, I can put the bets. I can put like $500,000. If he beats me, fine. But if I beat him, he's gonna give me $500,000. So I can put it that, okay? So he wants to make a handshake bet. If he wants to make that, I'm down. We can shake hands fight." If I lose, I'll give him $500,000. If I beat him, he's gonna give me $500,000. The confidence in his voice made it clear that Armen is not only willing to back up his words with action, but also put his own money on the line to prove a point. This wasn't just trash talk, it was a direct challenge backed by serious financial commitment. So now the MMA world waits to see if Petr responds to the harsh criticism and if Ilia Topuria will entertain such a high-stakes gamble. Armen has made it clear he's here to fight, he's here to climb the rankings, and he's not holding back on anyone. Now, moving to another shocking news. Conor McGregor's pub, the famous Black Forge Inn, was set on fire in yet another alarming incident. The Dublin-based establishment, which McGregor purchased back in 2020, once again became the target of what authorities believe to be an intentional criminal act. According to multiple reports, including the Irish Independent, the fire began in the early morning hours on Friday. Residents in the area noticed smoke rising from the building, and emergency services were quickly dispatched. Police and fire crews arrived on the scene and managed to extinguish the blaze before it could cause catastrophic damage. Thankfully, no injuries were reported. However, investigators were quick to point out that the fire didn't appear to be accidental. Authorities strongly suspect it was set with malicious intent, fueling speculation that this could be linked to ongoing threats or personal vendettas. Social media quickly lit up with videos showing thick smoke bellowing out of the establishment. The dramatic footage spread rapidly, with fans and onlookers expressing shock and outrage over the attack. The Black Forge Inn isn't just another pub, it's one of McGregor's prized business ventures, a place he has proudly showcased to his fans. For something like this to happen not once but twice has raised serious concerns about security and the motives behind these incidents. McGregor himself later commented in typical Conor fashion, showing his trademark defiance and resilience despite the situation. He said, "You wouldn't get through with a rocket launcher. There's not a bother on her. She's spotless. Hop the forge. Feels different, baby." The breakfast of champions right here, ladies and gentlemen. Forged out makes you strong. That's what it was. His words reflected his confidence that the pub remains in good shape and will continue to stand strong despite these attacks. But this shocking event wasn't the first time the Black Forge Inn has been targeted. Since McGregor purchased the property for a reported $2 million in 2020, it has faced multiple incidents. Back in 2022, the pub was subjected to another attempted act of arson. In that earlier case, suspects were seen throwing a petrol bomb at the building in an effort to ignite a fire. While some flames were started, the device failed to fully ignite and the damage was minimal. Now with this latest attack, questions are once again being raised. Is someone specifically targeting McGregor's business? Is it connected to personal rivalries? Or is it just random criminal behavior? For now, the investigation continues, and the UFC superstar has made it clear that no amount of intimidation will deter him from keeping his business running. Despite the attempted destruction, McGregor remains unfazed, turning the situation into yet another moment to showcase his resilience and his larger-than-life persona. Now, let's move on to another news. Dan Hooker calls out Charles Oliveira in a bold move that has instantly sparked excitement among fight fans. Following his impressive last victory over Matheus Gamrot at UFC 305, Hooker made it very clear that he was ready to fight anyone in the division. At that time, the Kiwi looked sharper than ever and was quickly being lined up for another big matchup. Fans were even expecting to witness a thrilling battle between Hooker and Justin Gaethje at UFC 313, a fight that would have been an absolute war. However, fate had other plans. Hooker unfortunately broke his hand in training and was forced to undergo surgery, putting him on the sidelines and delaying what could have been one of the most exciting lightweight clashes of the year. But now, after a successful recovery, Dan Hooker is back. He's healthy, motivated, and ready to face his next opponent. This time he has a very specific name in his sights: former UFC lightweight champion Charles Oliveira. On Saturday, Hooker jumped on X and made it official. He didn't leave any room for doubt, posting, "Someone wake up Charlie Olives and tell him we're fighting in November." That one statement instantly sent the MMA community into a frenzy, with fans already speculating about how such a matchup would play out. But Hooker wasn't done. he decided to stir the pot even more by sending a not-so-friendly message toward another top lightweight contender, Armen Serkanian. In a follow-up post, Hooker wrote, "On a side note, Armen's a B, and he can get it too. Daddy's home." Clearly, Hooker is looking to make a statement, whether it's against Oliveira, Serkanian, or anyone else who wants to step up. So what do you guys think of a potential Hooker versus Oliveira matchup? Would you like to see these two strikers go head-to-head in what would no doubt be an explosive fight? Oliveira's dangerous submission game against Hooker's precision striking could make for an incredible clash of styles. Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let us know who you'd pick to win. Meanwhile, Armen Serkanian didn't take too kindly to being called out. He went off on the entire situation, firing back and creating even more buzz in the lightweight division. Now the drama continues to unfold, with fighters calling each other out, old rivalries being reignited, and the tension within the division heating up more than ever, with shocking headlines like McGregors' pub fire still making waves, and now Hooker targeting two dangerous opponents. The MMA world remains full of unpredictability. What's next? We'll just have to wait and see where all this chaos leads.